Hello there, dear viewers. Welcome back to another video. I'm actually heading off from our plot. Yeah, going to head over to Tilly's because this week we'd like to introduce a new member of the allotment family. Let's go meet her.
Hi guys, this is Bev and
Hi.
She's on the plot next to me and she's kindly agreed for Tom to do a plot tour today. And I think I've mentioned Bev before. She's the lady who suggested with the compost bins that we saw them in half and use them as raised beds, which I've been doing.
My name's Bev. I've been on the allotment for about 8 years now. Actually, probably more than that. It's probably 10 years. I had a small half plot and then I had that one for about 5 years. Then when I had a neighbour that went, I decided to take over his allotment. So I've got a full plot now. I love allotmenting. Is that a word? Might be a word. But it just takes up some nice time. You can do it wet, windy, you can come up and it's sunny. It's just lovely to get out and get some fresh air. So come and have a look at my plot. Hello.
Yeah.
We'll start down this end, and as you can see, because it's been really windy, we've got fences blown down.
Yeah, it is quite a windy sight, this. We were lucky though. Did you have anything broken when you with the storm the other day?
I had a few bits of glass from my greenhouse, that's all.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky.
Yeah, we're sort of quite like in a little valley and quite enclosed, aren't we? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Often it's warmer up here. Actually,
it is
than
warmer
at
up here.
home.
It is like a little microclimate. So this is the top end of the allotment. That's somebody else's there, and my lovely neighbour there is behind me. This bit here I've cut down this year because it had loganberries on it, and I don't like loganberries.
No.
They're too pitty.
Yeah, they are. They're not. There's not much taste to them, really,
No,
is there?
there isn't. And this one was here when I come here, so I
Mm.
think it was just on its last legs.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've moved some pieces of wood that I donated, like a little bit of donated wood, and I think I'm going to make a little pond area up here for this year. Got some rhubarb up here as well, and that rhubarb goes down to the bin. This lovely tree here, got no clue what it is. Somebody gave it to me, but it's eating apples, and I don't know what they're called, but if you taste one, have you tasted one?
Right, let's have a taste.
Apparently next year they'll be bigger. But they taste
They're
really nice.
lovely. Gosh, yeah, they're quite sweet.
So they're not dropping yet. So my knowledgeable neighbour said when they start dropping, they're ready to pick.
Oh, right.
So
They're lovely.
I'll save that one for later. So this area here is rhubarb, and one lonely stalk coming up. I think we've got
Yeah, I think we have got little visitors.
little visitors. Yeah,
They're quite-
rodents. Somebody said. I've noticed a little poster on the door saying
Yeah,
there's some rodents
I saw that.
around.
And actually, you did some wildlife footage. We thought we had a hedgehog coming in through that plot over there to
Yeah.
ours. So Tom put the wildlife cam on it, and it's a great big rat.
Oh my God! That looks big enough for a rat, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So this is going to be. I'm going to half this and keep top half as a pond. Okay.
yeah.
So
good
that'll be
idea.
nice.
Yeah, we're being encouraged, aren't we? to
We
put
are.
little
We are
ponds
being
and
encouraged to
everything.
put ponds on. Everybody's being encouraged to put a bucket in, bury it into the ground, and then that'll encourage wildlife and things like that. So
Yeah.
then that'll encourage insects. Insects then are pollinators.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win for us, I think.
It is, yeah. And I don't know where they came from, but we've got quite a few newts in our pond.
Have you?
Yeah, they
Oh.
just sort of appeared, didn't they?
So I'm really lucky with my plot because we've got water just at the end. So
Yeah, that's a real bonus,
the real
isn't
bonus. So we'll just walk down the middle. Just want to be careful as we go down because it's a bit slippy.
it? Yeah, it is.
So this composter was last year's, so that's ready to dig out. And lots of lovely compost in there. And that one there has got stuff in it from this year, so that one will be ready for next year. So, and this here is Taunton Dean Kale, which is a heritage plant, which is lovely because you can just give cuttings to everybody and then everybody has it and it just grows like trees.
It does, it's really prolific. The only thing is that if the whitefly are bad, then they love to devour
They
it.
do.
And the pigeons.
And the
as
pigeons.
well.
You can see on the top of there, the
Yeah.
pigeons have had a go
yeah,
at that
the
one.
pigeons love it, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a great believer in covering it winter. So this here had squash and courgettes on all through the summer.
You had loads as
I was
well,
really
didn't you?
lucky, yeah.
Absolutely loads of them.
So what I do is I leave this, and then next year I'll move that to somewhere else and then use the same hose.
Yeah.
And I'm an advocate of no dig if I can. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a rotavator, and I'll use it for like onions and things like that, but I
Yeah.
love a low dig.
Yeah, well, I've actually given my actually I did give it away, didn't I? And then the person who's got it put some money in the pot there.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really use it, did
No.
we? And Tom used it on his plot, and what I found, and Tom, all it does is chop up all the weeds or the bindweed, and it spreads like wildfire.
Exactly.
So we've decided it wasn't really worth keeping.
No. Old corn, that can mulch down. Watch that step there. And this is just a new strawberry bed. So these were all the runners, and I've replanted them so that they're all,
looking good, aren't they?
they're all ready
Nice
for
and
next
healthy.
year. So
What's
they
that
look.
one there?
I think it's a pear tree. I was lucky enough to have 4 trees donated to me. 1, 2, 3, and that one down there, 4. So I really didn't know what they were. So when they started growing, I know now that one is apple, that one is pear, obviously my lovely rosy apples, and then there's a pear tree at the end. So they're all supposed to be dwarfs, so I keep an eye on them. I'll start cutting them off if they get too tall. Table and chairs. When you sit out, that was in my garden at home. But I love a little rest and a little cup of coffee and sit down, have your packed lunch, a little peace and quiet, listen to the birds and things like that.
It's lovely, isn't it?
And it's just nice. People throw it away, but it's so rustic. It's nice to have something like it here.
Actually, I had a top like that Mike used to have, and they sort of put it behind the shed to use it as part of the barrier for next door. And it didn't have any legs or anything, so I didn't actually bother to use it.
Yeah. But it is nice.
This is nice.
Yeah. There's my greenhouse full of my lovely squash.
Yeah, look at all your
butternut squash.
Crumbs.
They're looking okay.
I had about 3 this year because of having the chickens. I didn't know where I could put them, so I didn't bother. But Tom, you're growing them next year, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm keeping some down here to cure, I think it's called that, where you dry them off a little bit, but I'm gradually taking them home because if it gets too cold and wet, they're going to rot.
Exactly, yeah.
So
it's surprising how cold it gets.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we've had a bit of frost lately as well.
We have.
So again, down here, nasturtiums. It's one of my favourite, and they self-seed, and this through the summer looks beautiful. So I just leave the seeds. I clear up a few, and I dump them other places as well along the roads, so that they can hopefully come back.
Yeah, because they're so easy to grow, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So strawberries are all along here. Again, I've covered it. Got cardboard down, a rotten squash. But I'm not sure. I'd like to try and do asparagus. I do like asparagus,
that's nice.
but it's a long.
It is, yeah.
You need a several years before it establishes, I think. I haven't looked into it enough to decide what to do.
I think Malcolm, next door to me, put asparagus in when he first had his plot because he said he really likes it. And I haven't seen him lately to ask him how it's doing, really.
That'd be interesting, to talk to somebody else to see what you have to do.
And I've got a feeling Rona's got some as well.
Oh, right. Oh, I'll have a word. Yeah. So walking down past here, my husband's not a gardener. Okay.
Nor's Nick, really.
He doesn't like the gardening. He's happy with the DIY, but when it comes to doing a garden, it's like, oh, really? Do I have to come down?
Yeah.
So I said, I need some raised beds redoing because they rotted, which is just nice. Like one from B&Q, I think. Other makes are available from other shops, I'm sure.
So Tom is going to, where I used to keep my raspberries, which have been a disaster, to be honest, for the last couple of years. Tom, you're going to build me 2 raised beds, aren't you? That's waiting. Yes, he is, behind the camera and nodding. So I don't know what I'm going to grow in them yet. We haven't decided. We've got a load of seeds that we got from Colling on the site.
But I find with the raised beds, things like carrots and stuff like that, amazing.
Yeah.
This one here that's just being filled now, that had carrots in, still got the sign in it, and they were brilliant. Because it's all loose earth and it's not cloggy like this garden.
No.
I'm mixing a bit of sand in it as well. That's really good. It makes it looser. So, that's good. So.
Yeah, after your suggestion, my carrots probably are about that long now. I think I took one out there, so they're for Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Haven't got that many because I planted them so late.
Yeah.
I thought, I'll give it a go and see what happens. And
I've moved my water
really
back.
nice.
My roof needs replacing. I need to put some more guttering back up, but that's there ready for next year as well, which is good.
Yeah, that looks really neat.
I was lucky enough to have two sheds. Okay. So one's for tools and one's for bits and pieces. Got to have our coffee cups and our burners in it as well. So that's down here.
We're not allowed to have barbecues, are we? No,
I don't think we are. So. No. I don't think in this area we're allowed barbecues. No. And the fires are only a certain amount of time a year as well.
Yes. Yeah. I think you can cook. You can use your primer stoves and stuff.
Yeah. Love a bacon sandwich down here.
Yeah.
So this little shed here. Bits of wood, big spider up my sleeve just now when I put my coat on, which
actually,
I didn't like.
It's quite big inside.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's bigger than it looks like outside.
But I've had a clear out of it, so it's sort of like got nothing in it there. And I've got the toilet, which is good.
Oh, have you? Oh, that's
good. Because you never know when you're going to get caught short down here.
No, I did say to you that, say to Tom that he should build a compost toilet.
Yeah, composting toilet. So
yeah, especially now with the door off ours.
Oh God! Oh yes, that's right. We can't use ours, so I'm lucky I've got ours. I've left the sticks there just for some wildlife. I'm going to leave them over the winter, just for anything that wants to crawl in under. And my husband built this. This is a thornless blackberry. I've cut it down ready for this year, so it'll train along here. Then it'll come out, and this was here when I had the allotment. And it's a prolific grower.
I know, I've got one, and actually, where did I bought mine, but Andy was telling me that his, because I was asking him some questions, he said it's probably all over the site.
Yes,
he's given
cuttings. I've had cuttings of this one as well.
Then they're so tasty. They're
they're
really
lovely,
nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having it at Christmas, blackberry and apples.
Yeah.
And people say, where'd you get your blackberries from? I said, they grow them on the allotment.
Yeah, we usually have blackberry trifle.
So this little bit here, I try to keep it a bit wilder for flowers and things like that. This is where I've ditched some of the nasturtiums. So I'm hoping they'll come down and they'll grow and bring them up. But it's mostly forget-me-nots, oxeye big daisies. But hidden in there is a fig tree. Now we were just talking.
We were,
about figs, and this one has done absolutely zero. So I think.
How long have you had it?
Oh, this one's been planted here about 3-4 years. So what I'm going to do, it is in a bucket. I'm going to dig it up. I'm going to take it and put it down against that back fence because I've looked at other figs and they've always been against a back wall. So I'm thinking that might work.
Yeah, that's what Paul said, isn't it? Behind you.
So I'm going to just.
You can very well garden an awful lot here because you have to be careful. There's the cars coming down, they'll take you out.
That's right, and some of these have been taken out by cars as well.
Yeah.
So, but this is just a wildlife area, especially for the flowers
really
and planting.
Yeah.
And because it's this is a plum, but again,
nice.
This was from a cut-in that neighbour up the road gave us.
Wow.
But it hasn't produced anything yet. So I did ask, and he said it does take a while to establish.
Yes, yeah. So my plum, I've got a plum tree there. Some years it's absolutely prolific, others it's not at all. Last year wasn't a great year for it.
So again, I'll leave that one because it's not hot in there. So, but I'm definitely
nasturtiums still in flower.
Yeah, even though they're pulled up and just dumped, they're all in flower still.
Yeah.
So so this is the busy corner with the traffic. So walk up this side.
I think they should have maybe 5 mile an hour signs or something because in the summer when it's really busy,
it is busy.
They sort of drive up to the top. I think you can turn around there. Can't you?
You can. There's little
but
car
then
park.
they like zoom down here.
Yeah. So I don't do anything on this bit. This is nice. And
it looks lovely in the summer with all the daisies and things.
It does, yeah. And this is a little pile of stuff I've kept there just for things to be hiding in for the winter, which is nice. And
yeah, because they do encourage people on allotments now to have a bit of overgrown, don't they?
They're encouraging more biodiversity,
Yes.
trying to get people to put more plants.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of the other neighbours said when they were doing a tour, they were looking at runner beans. And they had a lot of runner beans all over, and this one had particularly good flowers, but they had grown a big row of wildflowers in front. So as well as it was encouraging the insects, it was encouraging the pollination as well.
Yeah.
So there is a thing to grow flowers on allotments as well.
Yeah. I think
Companion.
Hannah, yes,
Yeah.
Hannah wants to do that, doesn't she? She's, in fact, I think we've ordered a lot of flower seeds from, as well as vegetables and things, from Colin on the site.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Leftover sunflowers, just leave them again for the birds because they're nice for feeding.
Yeah.
And they're in between my raspberries. So I'm not a very good raspberry person. I actually don't know what ones they are. So
No,
I don't
I'm
know
like
if I
that.
need to put them, cut them off or leave them. But what I'll do after Christmas is when it gets to being woody, I think you just cut them off, don't you?
Yes, you do. But mine, after the first few years, because I've had my plot back 10 years, after the first few years, they just seem to lose.
Not do anything.
Yeah, and not grow very well.
So that's it. So that's like fruity area, I call it here, with the plum and that. Coming back up. Some nice grass areas because I do like to sit and enjoy the
Yeah,
allotment.
it's nice, isn't it? The only trouble with this plot, you can't get much done. when
No, people
walk up and
chatting.
down.
Yeah. I don't mind chatting to people.
No.
People come up and ask you things as well.
Yeah, they do.
And it's nice to ask other people. There's so many older people on our
I know,
allotment. It's
I
nice to get
know.
their knowledge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And Margaret, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Sort of to the side of Tom's plot.
Yeah, she
her
is.
knowledge is really,
That's right.
really good.
Well, with my granddaughter, we started building a little bee hotel right in the middle of the plot. She chose where to put it, so and she started putting other things in it as well. But again, as you can hear, with the rain, it's all covered, and got some more wood there to do some more planters. But there's not much in it at the moment.
No.
I've just dug up my leeks,
Have you?
so they're
Yeah.
all gone now.
Yeah.
So all I've got going is my cabbage, really. I've got under the green netting, there's a little bit of kale, but I think the slugs have had a good munch at
Yeah,
that, so
they
there's
have.
nothing much of that left.
Yeah.
So,
Because we've got, on your plot, that Cavolo Nero
oh, nice,
stuff. But
yeah.
you said we can't pick it anymore now till after Christmas because it's like,
Because it needs to regrow.
yeah, it needs to regrow
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
We've sort of had so much of it, but it's really nice.
Yeah. So I've got some water butts that I've cut up, the ones that I
Oh,
told
yeah.
you about.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do them next year, fill them with bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And maybe do some more leeks.
Yeah,
Because the leeks
that's a
will
good
grow
idea.
better in that sort of thing. And carrots and parsnips. They'll
Yeah.
grow much better in those sort
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah, we've had quite a few good parsnips this year. They
Yeah.
usually grow quite well on my plot,
Oh.
and they're absolutely massively round. I've had a couple that are really long, but of course one or two of them have got
Aliens.
like, yeah.
I call them aliens.
Yeah.
Parsnip aliens.
Yeah.
I've done parsnips several years, but I've not done any this year because I was so unlucky with them. Maybe, like you say, the earth is not good.
Well, it took me probably about 4 seedings to actually get them to take
Yeah.
in the end. So,
It's worth persevering.
yeah.
Oh, good. So while we're in the greenhouse and all my lovely squash and butternuts and the one I'm cradling like a baby now, I'm gonna.
Is this one? Is that a squash?
That's a squash, yeah, but it's one of
Like
those
the colour of the courgette, isn't it?
with one of those seeds that you plant and you don't know what you planted.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I need to cut that open and see what it's like inside. These are red curo, I think they're called. These are red curo.
They're lovely colour,
They're
aren't
lovely.
they?
They come up lovely. So this little baby here, this bad boy or big baby, I'm going to take home and I'm going to roast. So a really, really easy recipe for roasted butternut squash soup. So chop it up, scoop out the seeds, wash the outside, keep the skin on. Okay,
The skin's really tasty.
Skin's a
actually.
tasty bit,
Yeah.
because the skin's got all the goodness in it. So roast it. Once it's roasted, into a pot with some onions, a pot of Thai curry paste,
Oh.
and a tin of coconut milk.
Oh.
Top it up with water, not
That
boil,
sounds
just
nice.
simmer. Done. Whiz it up.
Really?
Easy peasy.
That sounds really nice,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah.
And it makes a change to, like, you know,
Have a bit of
herbs and
flavour.
things
Yeah,
and-
yeah, yeah.
Gosh,
so
yeah.
you don't even have to put anything in it. Sometimes I even roast the onions with the squash, so you don't actually have to do anything.
Yeah.
Just stick it all in a pot with the curry, the Thai curry paste, and a tin of coconut milk.
Oh,
And
right.
it's
Is
really
that
tasty.
red or green?
I
curry
use red
paste? Right.
because then it keeps in
Yeah,
colour with
keeps
it
colour.
keeps in the colour of the yellow
That
squash.
sounds delicious, doesn't it?
Yeah,
everyone?
yeah.
Really nice, yeah.
So
Well, thank you, Bev.
That's
It's
okay.
been really nice.
Good.
Yeah, so we'll come back again if you don't mind, maybe the spring or the summer.
yeah, you're welcome to.
When
yeah.
everything's,
when we've got some nicer weather.
I know, yeah, the rain, you can hear it outside. So that's it for this one, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and for commenting, because your comments are so nice, they really are. So if you liked this video, there'll be lots more coming up. If you'd just like to like, subscribe maybe, and share, that would be brilliant for us. So yeah, thanks a lot and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.